So welcome to the University of Liggett School Department of Creative and Performing Arts Arts Awards for 2019 and 2020. Thanks for being here. Our first order of business is a really exciting moment for me. We have a young man with us who is now entering our Hall of Fame. You can see him on the screen, Leonard Sullivan. Leonard has been around Liggett for a while. We're thrilled to announce that the performer, singer, choreographer, director, Leonard Sullivan, class of 1997, will be inducted this year into Liggett's Hall of Fame. Leonard swings and is an understudy in the current national tour of Book of Mormon. That's a full-time gig for him. And he's also currently choreographing Love and Southern Discomfort at the Charleston Music Hall. This past summer, Leonard directed and assisted choreographed Broadway Bounty Hunter off-Broadway, written by Tony nominee Joe Iconis. Prior to these more recent projects, Leonard toured the United States and Canada, performing with the first national tours of Hairspray the Musical, directed and choreographed by Tony Award winners Jack O'Brien and Jerry Mitchell, and Disney's High School Musical. Leonard also performed as Richie in a chorus line in Victor and Smokey Joe's Cafe in the European tours of both of those shows. He was most recently seen in Milwaukee at the Milwaukee Rep Dreamgirls and Malt's Jupiter's The Wiz, serving as an assistant choreographer and dance captain. Other prominent theaters of notes where he's worked were the Paper Mill Playhouse, Godspeed Opera House, Barrington Stage, Atlanta Theater of Stars, Stage of St. Louis, Pittsburgh Civic Opera, and many, many more. In New York City, Leonard directed and choreographed an original revue called Dual Belters, starring Jersey Boys co-star Courtier Simmons, and he's also taught theater and dance workshops across the United States. Leonard received his BFA in musical theater performance at Western Michigan University. Way back in the 90s, he was a critical performer at University Liggett School. In this slide, you see Leonard in 1995 as the young soldier in Summer Tree. In 96, he was in Charlie's Aunt with us. And there you see him leaping in Once Upon a Mattress. These three shows are critical shows in the history of University Liggett School theater. Into the Woods was the first theater production of our school's history to be at the National Theater Festival. You see Leonard taking a bow with Lucia Mazzola. This is at the National Festival. Many of our students now hear me talk about Jumps and where Jumps started. That's the place. You also see Ain't Misbehavin' in 1997. Ain't Misbehavin' was choreographed and assistant directed by Leonard, and also Larry Lees was the musical director. This show was adjudicated for National Theater Festival and received a nomination for Early Show. It wasn't able to go because in the very same year, we had a national main stage production of Beast on the Moon. Now, Leonard, and you see over in the corner, Melanie Brookins, when they went to National Festival, they were the first two students in our school's history to perform on the main stage at National Festival. They won the duet musical theater competition that year, and they performed Honeysuckle Rose on main stage. The Arts Alumni Hall of Fame was created in 2015 to highlight and celebrate alumni. We've had many wonderful people. Past recipients of this award include Julie Harris, class of 1944, Gilda Radner, 1964, Mitch McCabe from 1989, Sibel Kodish in 1994, and Josh Moulton from the class of 1996 last year, a painter. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn over the Zoom to our Hall of Fame, Mr. Leonard Sullivan. Leonard, it's good to see you.
Hello. See me?
How are you?
Okay, good. I'm just making sure. I'm great. It is so wonderful to be here. It's so good to see you, Dr. Moss. Those bring back memories. I almost got tears in my eyes seeing all those. Just because I know she's watching. That last picture was actually Sharina Sharp, but it was me and Melanie that did go to the international.
Melanie was in the corner. Sharina was with you in Bye Bye Birdie.
Yes. So I really wish I could have seen you all in person. I was bringing back some other alumni to do a little number for you, but this is where we are, and I'm so happy to come to you from the comfort of your home. ULS meant so much to me. It opened my eyes to a world of theater that I really didn't know existed. Dr. Moss was really on the forefront of high school theater education in the sense that we did state thespian festivals, international thespian festivals, Troop 5253. But I didn't know I could see theater around the world and how much of an impact theater could have. I was really much just a dancer then, and then theater as a career was really introduced to me at Liggett, going to Stratford festivals, going to the Purple Rose. So I'm so appreciative of that foundation I got then that led me to choose theater as a career. From Dr. Moss, I learned a bit a minute, my comedic skills. I got to direct, choreograph, and all that started there. And not many high school kids get to say that. So I'm very proud of my time at ULS and my education. One of the other big things I want to touch on about University of Liggett School is how as a community they supported theater. One of our biggest theater fans was a science teacher called Mr. Overton and Mrs. Jamette. And without those people who are not even in our department giving us the time and care and effort, we would not have been able to succeed the way we did. And then I also found my second home in the arts wing in general. So whether I had class there or not, I spent so much time with Grace Fenton and Mrs. Ramos and Mr. Pajowski and Miss Katanic, and most of those were visual art teachers, and I couldn't even draw. But it was the sense of community and the sense of care that they saw with many artistic talents that that allowed us to grow in a way that I couldn't be more grateful for. I also have to mention that my time there was pretty special in the sense that we had a really strong talent of people there. And not to say you don't now, I just haven't been there in a while, but so many of us have went into the business. I'm in contact with many of them. Just to touch on a few, I still visit Charlie Babcock in LA, who was on television, and Larry Lees I saw in Philadelphia, who is still conducting and composing, and that we were all at Liggett at the same time, and our stars just shot off different directions, but to the moon and beyond. So I want to thank you for this award. It is truly an honor. I had this whole thing, I'm gonna give it away, set up. I was gonna bring in an accompanist from back in the day, and then I was gonna sing a duet. I actually did for the International Thespian Festival, but that is not where we are right now. You know, we are in a different time, and we are going back to the basics, which is also very nice. To create art, you only need yourself. You don't need all the bells and whistles. You just need you. You need a dream, you need a thought, and you need your voice. So I'm gonna sing a little ditty for you. This is one of my favorite songs to sing because I used to watch the Mary Martin movie for anyone who was older. And then I got to see Kathy Rigby in the role when I was in college, and she flew above my head and threw fairy dust on me. And so after that, this became one of my favorite songs to sing. And I'm gonna sing a little bit for you, just with me and my voice. I know a place where dreams are born and time is never planned. It's not on any chart. You must find it in your heart. Never, never land. It might be miles beyond the moon, or right here where you stand. Just have an open mind, and then suddenly you'll find never, never land. You'll have a treasure if you stay there. more precious far than gold. For once you have found your way there, you can never, never grow old. So come with me where dreams are born and time is never planned. Just think of lovely things and your heart will fly on wings forever in never, never land. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leonard. Leonard touched on a couple of things. Later in the evening, we will be giving out the Gene Overton Fan Award.
Get out!
Yeah. And also, Leonard started choreographing shows, and it was at that point, 1997, 98, that we decided our students are as capable and as talented as anyone we can bring in. And from that point on, we've had a string of student choreographers who have been doing our musicals. Those of you that are in our shows know that. So Leonard was one of the first people to do that. Leonard, I'm so proud. I'm so thankful that you're here with us. I'm even more thankful that your mom and dad are here. I see them.
Yes, they're upstairs. I'm in Detroit right now.
That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Leonard Sullivan.